Hello, everyone, and welcome to Battle of the Beasts All Generation episode number 136. I'm Adam, and this is the first battle of round 4. Oh my god. 20 beasts left standing, and after this round, there will be only 10 left. I know the matchups for all the battles this round, and I'm starting with a kind of interesting one. And then I'm going to work my way down from least interesting to most interesting. So we've got the best fights at the end, and the last 3 are ones which I kind of wanted to happen. Are matchups I kind of wanted to happen. So I'm glad that they're there. I'm looking forward to them. So let's introduce the beast battling in this episode 136 to be precise. So with that, let's introduce him. Representing Series 7, The Lost World, one of 4 beasts remaining of that series, which is actually kind of impressive. We have book number 2, Hellion, the Fiery Foe. And representing the very large group of specials, with 9 specials left, this is special number 6, Mortaxe, the Skeleton Warrior. So Hellion versus Mortaxe, I say this is minorly interesting because we got a beast which is honestly a behemoth versus a beast made of fire which is going to be hard to touch. But I have a plan for how this battle can go. But first of all, let's get to the stats. Starting off with Hellion, this beast's lair is deep in an active volcano. His body is like a column of flame as tall as a blazing house. If he senses a threat, Hellion curls into a ball and rolls across the ground like a hurtling bonfire, scorching everything in his path. Age 297, power 235, magic level 159, fright factor 82, size 132. Powers and abilities: fire manipulation, enhanced durability, enhanced strength, heat and lava resistance, a ball form, and explosion absorption. Weaknesses: water weakness and a requirement for flame. So, to reignite himself, Hellion needs to touch another flame. So, yeah. Okay, moving on to Mortaxe the Skeleton Warrior. Mortaxe resides in the Gallery of Tombs. In life, he was 3 times the height of a normal man, and the casket he lies in is one of the largest there. Although Mortaxe was once a brave warrior, he was turned to evil and held the power to control all the good beasts of Avantia. Age 358, power 280, magic level 180, fright factor 90, size 145. Powers and abilities: possible beast control, mind control, enhanced strength, enhanced durability, weapon mastery with a scythe, equipment giant scythe and armor, weaknesses: exposed heart and heart removal. So that is the stats department for these 2 beasts. Move that aside. Move this aside. Now I got a free space on my desk. Brilliant. It's not a big desk, but here we go. That's the matchup. Hopefully this could get a good thumbnail. I'm hoping so. Okay. Yeah? Thumbnail, please? Okay. So I will give a bit of disclaimer. I do actually have a bit of a script with this episode. So it's not going to defy the whole episode, okay? Don't worry. But I have asked for advice with these battles from Lucas, and as of now, he only provided advice for 3 of the battles, 2 of which are at the end of the round. Not going to say what those battles are, and I will mention it if I remember, but if I don't, then I'm sorry, Lucas, but just let you know, Lucas has helped with how this battle can play out, as well as battle number 8 and battle number 10 of this round. I have asked if he's got any ideas for the other battles. Hasn't got back to me yet. So if that changes, I'll let you know in the episodes. But as of now, Hellion vs Mortaxe. Thank you, Lucas, for giving me a hand with how this can go. Arena, you ready for this? It's a forest battlefield. That was something which Lucas did not decide. It was something that I chose because I think it could be interesting. Haha. Okay, so let's go into this. Hellion versus Mortaxe. Let round 4 begin. So, obviously we're in the combat arena. So as the beasts exit from their chambers, Mortax strides out, dragging his scythe along the ground, causing sparks to fly. Innocent, small little sparks. He walks to the center of the arena, looking into this dense forest, and he sees an ominous glow from the other side. Almost like a fire is emerging. And it's not, and it is emerging. And quite fast it is. A fireball gets launched directly towards Mortax. Mortax lifts his scythe and slices the fireball clean in half, and it splits going in separate directions behind him, bursting up a couple of trees. A bigger fireball is rolling towards him, and Mortax is ready to swing at that, but the ball stops, uncoils, and out comes Hellion with 2 fireballs in his hands, throwing them directly towards Mortax. Mortax turns his back around and lets the fireballs land directly on his armor, which just explodes it. Mortax turns around, smiling, feeling no pain whatsoever. Hellion goes back into the ball and charges straight towards Mortax. And as soon as they collide, a giant explosion happens, which causes fire sparks to fly everywhere, setting fire to the forest. But Mortax was able to defend himself with his armor and his scythe, battering Hellion away a bit before exploding point blank. Hellion unfolds to be greeted by Mortax going up to bring down his scythe directly on Hellion. Hellion reaches up and grabs the handle of the scythe and burns it completely, breaking Mortax's scythe. Mortax, in frustration, chucks the scythe to the ground and goes to punch at Hellion, ignoring the fact that he's made of fire. Hellion is just grabbing onto Mortax's arms and trying to burn them. Mortax doesn't seem to be roaring in pain, but almost like he's laughing. Mortax grabs onto Hellion's wrists, which Hellion has a grip on his own wrists, and pulls him up, literally tossing him over Mortax as Mortax rolls onto his back, throwing Hellion into the ground. Hellion gets back up and goes into his ball form, gets away, and then charges right back at Mortax, knocking him straight backwards into the wall and also a fiery explosion, which Mortax was not able to block. Hellion rolls up uncurls into his normal form and stares into the fiery abyss that is where he knocks Mortax. As Hellion is staring there, he gets the sense of pride, thinking he's taken down a powerful beast. But then he sees a silhouette emerging, with flames flickering everywhere, even on a cape of sorts. And he sees that Mortax just walks out of it, laughing low but evil, as he walks through the fire that Hellion just set upon him. Hellion just bewildered, just shouts, "That's impossible. You should be dead." Mortax laughs and says, "You had it easy through this tournament, and where has it got you? To me." Hellion, shocked, taking a step back in a bit of anticipation. Well, not really anticipation, but a little twinge of fear. Hellion says, "Who are you?" Mortax responds back saying, "I am the enslaver of beasts. I am the reaper of darkness. I am the thing monsters have nightmares about. I am your executioner. Say hi to Fang for me." Mortax lifts up what's left of his scythe, the metal bit, and chucks it straight towards Mortax as the scythe chucks it straight towards Hellion as the scythe impales directly into Hellion's head. Hellion just stands there in shock as he lost all nerves in his body. Mortax charges up to him and pins him down, and using his fist, he breaks Hellion's head, completely shattering it, extinguishing the flame almost immediately. Mortax gets back up, pulls his scythe from the ground, which it now got impaled in, picks up the handles of his scythe and makes his way back to his chamber, ready for the next round. So with that, Mortaxe has won, Hellion has lost. If you think Hellion should win, please some comments below. I think that how my words final and Mortaxe going on to the next round. So this was a remotely interesting fight because, well, looking at it, you would think Hellion might win because it's a fire-related beast. But then you got Mortaxe, who is a behemoth. I'm aware that, yeah, hot enough, the bones can go brittle and easy to break, but also, like, hold on, he has armor. So I gave Mortaxe the victory over that. The parts that Lucas helped out with, he kind of gave the whole Mortaxe walking through the fire as a silhouette kind of thing, cape burning and all that. The conversation he gave a different kind of conversation. I tweaked it a little bit to seem more intense, I guess. The only thing about this conversation which I had an input on was say hi to Fang, which, if you didn't know, Hellion's first victory in round 1 was against Fang. So I thought that was fitting. I could have said Hellion's second victory, which was Tyrantix, but that didn't roll off the tongue as well. Or I could have said one of Mortax's victories, but they also didn't roll out the tongue well. But Fang rolled out the tongue perfectly. So I thought that was a great thing to say, and with it being the last thing that Hellion hears, I think that's great. I think that's honestly a great atmosphere. A relatively short fight, but I think with the help that I got from Lucas on it, as well as my own input and how it's got narrated, changing the forest battlefield into a burnt forest, I'll say it's actually a good fight. A good way to kick off round 4. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed by it because I really think Hellion had it easy coming here, and myself and Lucas agreed here. So that's why Mortaxe points it out. And where's it led him? To the Reaper of Darkness himself. So with that, I may have quoted a bit of Doctor Who there with Mortaxe being a thing that monsters have nightmares about, but ignoring that, I think this was a great fight and really sets an ominous tone for what Mortaxe is going to do in this tournament. Now he's at the final 10. So with that, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below. If you excuse me, I'm going to try and find a funny running joke to do now. And with that, that is all for this time. I'll see you in the next Battle of the Beast episode. And that, yes, that was a hint to what's coming up next. If you know me well, you know what's coming. Peace out.